We start this video between the island of St Cristobal and Santa Cruz, when we had an Italian family and their 2 crew members on board for this journey. Dad was catching up on some sleep. Robin and the rest of them were doing exactly the same. It was only Mum, daughter and myself were the only ones that were awake. Everybody has woken up, and it's time to check out how the fresh bread is baking. Yummo! Our guests, Emma and Jared, arrived, and we took a road trip up through the island of Santa Cruz, up to the lava tubes and up to the giant sinkholes. Our taxi driver dropped us off at the entrance and picked us up at the other end. Because of the low light, the GoPro does not give a very good image inside the tube. Here we are looking down into the first of 2 giant sinkholes. Itchy nose there, Emma. We was down to the beach for a while to check out the iguanas on the rocks. And then to a place they call the Cut, which is either a geological fault or a collapsed lava tube that's full of brackish water, and it would have to be the clearest water that I ever swam in at the Galapagos. Come on, girls. The water seemed very cool after the long stroll in there in the heat of the day. And here's Emma, about to apply a good coat of anti-fog to the inside of her goggles.
Doesn't matter. Oh, come on.
There were even a few fish that were sharing the water with us. We were starting to get a build-up with the number of people. The traffic was getting quite heavy, so it was time for us to hop out. And here we have Emma at the controls of our dinghy we call McKenna, and Jared out over the bow to clear the path to the dinghy dock.
Going where we did last night. You got him.
Soft landing.
Oh, hello.
These little fellas are almost always there to meet us as we go into the dinghy dock on the Isla Isabella.
Push the red button.
As you will see, there are a lot more sea lions to trip over and step over as we try and make our way from the dinghy dock to the land.
Hello, Mum. The whole world looks upside down. Yeah, you hiss at me, and that's about all the effort you're going to give, isn't it? Not bad. This would have to be Pops. Yeah, hello. Unreal. And what if we want this seat?
Can't have it.
And meet Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, really? Is that what you say? Okay.
And these iguanas are just absolutely everywhere. They love getting the warmth out of the pavement. And this is a virtual mud map of the Isle of Isabella. And where I'm pointing to is exactly where we are anchored in on Annecam. Emma's very happy. She's found another fire brigade to look after. Now, a bombero. Emma and Jared line up for a photo shot of the newest fast attack firefighting appliance in their fleet. Isabella really depicts what I imagined the Galapagos Islands to be really like. Still with the dirt streets, a very clean neighbourhood and very friendly people. This is the only piece of paved road we could find anywhere around this town, and it led down to the harbour and the dinghy dock where we kept McKenna, our dinghy, tied up. Check out these iguana, getting all the warmth they can out of the pavement. This time we take the dinghy in to the dinghy dock to take a swim in the lagoon around the back, just to check out if we can find some of the aquatic iguanas. One thing I picked up on is that the majority of fish in this part of the world are black. These had a tiny bit of yellow on them. Jared just floating around, checking everything out. And a big thumbs up from Emma. And here is one of the aquatic iguanas having a rest on the rocks. Sneaking up on a nice red crab. It's time to hop out and go and try something different. Different it was. Jared hired himself a surfboard and we went around to one of the very few surf beaches on this island. And here he is, Jared himself, riding one of the very few rideable waves that were produced that day. Look closely, you will see a black-tipped shark in the surf. We checked out one of the resorts for a nice drink and some Wi-Fi. While the rest of the crew were away doing a tour, I had these frigate birds, some blue-footed boobies, manta rays, giant sea turtles, all to myself at the back of Annecam.